Welcome to Mastering Your Financial Life, hosted by Judy Heft, the founder and CEO of Judith Heft and Associates Financial and Lifestyle Concierge. This year, they're celebrating 26 years in business. In every episode, Judy interviews professionals who help others successfully manage their financial lives. You can find this show on YouTube, LinkedIn, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcasts, Stitcher, and more. Judy is the author of 2 books, How to Be Smart, Successful, and Organized with Your Money for a Better Today and Tomorrow, and her latest book, Mastering Your Financial Life Cycles, How to Successfully Manage Money in Every Decade of Life. You can read chapters of her books and catch prior episodes of this show at www.judithheft.com. Now here's the host of Mastering Your Financial Life, Judy Heft.
Hi, everybody. Welcome. I'm so happy that you're here with us today. We have Gordon Coyle, and this is our 34th episode of Mastering Your Financial Life. I'm Judy Heft, Financial and Lifestyle Concierge, CEO and owner of JHA. That's a tongue twister that I just created for 27 years now. So I'm pretty excited about that. So Gordon is a 3rd generation owner of the Coyle Group, which I thought was pretty interesting. His grandfather started the business in 1929. Let's talk about that a little bit, because wasn't that like during the Depression? He was able to do that. And then, Gordon really takes a personal interest in his clients. He knows that insurance is much more than price. Yes, you want to have the best price, but there's a lot of other factors that go along with that. And we're going to talk to Gordon and find out a little bit more. So welcome, Gordon. Thank you.
Judy, thanks for having me. Really appreciate the opportunity to speak with you.
Oh, it's my pleasure. So did I leave anything out in your introduction?
Well, how far do you want to go?
Well, when you were a brand new baby. No.
Yeah, exactly. I think he covered it. I mean, I think it is interesting that, my grandfather and his brother started the agency. It was a real estate and insurance agency in 1929. I always get that question. Great time to start a business in the middle of a depression. But it was a small town, it still is a small town insurance agency, but we do business really across the globe. We have clients predominantly in the US, but we do have a few clients that are outside the US, but we do business in all 50 states. Our digital strategy, which I think we'll talk about, has kind of broadened our reach and kind of made us accessible to clients all over the country. But starting in the Depression probably wasn't such a bad thing. It gave them a place to start from and be an entrepreneur during a very difficult time in our history. But the company has grown. It's morphed itself. We've gone through lots of mergers and acquisitions and spinoffs and divestitures. And today we really just focus on business insurance for middle market and small startup companies. So that's what we do.
So you don't do any P&C for personal, residential, or anything like that?
No home, no auto, no life insurance, no benefits. And I think really having that focus just on commercial, which is what I love doing, really makes every day fun, rewarding, exciting. And I know people are saying exciting, fun, insurance. You're kidding me, right? I do really enjoy what I do.
Well, I think, the fun part is talking to all the different people and from different walks of life.
For sure.
I kind of feel the same way. That's why we're entrepreneurs, I think, are a little bit of the reason, so that we can be out there and, talk to the people directly.
Yep.
So, I know that you also have a podcast and you do a lot of video too. So how has that really changed your business? It's interesting because it's definitely changed mine in a growth manner. So yeah, I'm interested to hear that.
Same here. So about 3 years ago, a buddy of mine who was doing video, who owns an agency, he encouraged me to do it. And he said, with your knowledge and your skill set and how much you know about the business, you can take these complex issues and talk about them in simple terms, create videos, and it'll attract inbound business to you. And I was very skeptical. And I was like, who's going to call me from a YouTube video? And he said, trust me. And I did. And I'll say that the consistency piece is probably the most challenging, but it's also what makes video work for me and for probably anybody that wants to do it. So we produce 1 to 2 videos a week, and we talk about complex business insurance issues, solutions. risks, things that are on the minds of business owners. And we are now starting to see one to two inbound leads a day. We're hoping to grow that to maybe 10 or 20 and build the business from there. Are all those leads and opportunities viable candidates to become clients of mine? No, certainly not. Some of them are too small. Some of them are people that have a problem that their current broker can't answer or isn't able to answer for them. And if we can give somebody a solution, help them out or point them in the right direction, hey, that's fine. But I'm really kind of like always like excited when I get an inbound, message, or I'm seeing an email that somebody booked a call on my calendar, or I get a phone call and somebody goes, "Is this the guy that I just watched on YouTube?"
Autograph.
And I'm like, yeah, that's me. And people have like this kind of automatic attachment. There's so much trust that comes through with video that people they'll tell you their life story like right off the bat. So it's very interesting. And I'm finding that there's very little friction when somebody does call you and they want to do business with you, because they believe that the solution that I gave them on video, I can do for them in real life. So I'm finding it to be really interesting. It's a great journey to be on, and we're going to continue with it.
It's great because I think it's not salesy. You're educating people, and and I think we try to do that too. You really want to get the word out there. So if just to help as many people as we can, because we're not, we don't know everything, but we, from all of our experience of dealing with all different kinds of people in different situations, we do have a little bit more knowledge than the average person, because insurance, for me, I mean, I know you do probably more than me. Insurance can be complicated for the regular lay person to read.
Yeah. And what happens with so many business owners, they buy insurance and it gets stuck in a drawer or a file folder on their computer, and they never really readdress it. And 4 years, 5 years, 10 years later, that policy is outdated, and maybe they've never been talked to about cyber threats or cyber insurance or D&O or employment practice insurance, whatever it may be. And they need guidance, and they need somebody to walk them through the complexity of that policy. And like you said in the intro, price is important, but getting the right protection is more important. And when people understand that, we're trying to help protect the biggest asset that they have, which is their business. I think they let their guard down a little bit, and they're less resistant to a conversation around a partnership, doing business with somebody that cares about what their future looks like and protecting that future.
Yeah, that's great. No, I agree with you 100% on that one. We're going to take a little quick break here, and then we'll come back and we'll talk some more.
Sure.
Thanks, Gordon.
Hey there. I just want to tell you a little bit about my new book that just came out called Mastering Your Financial Life Cycles. And here it is. It's how to successfully manage your money in every decade of life. I co-authored this with my CFO, Liz Levy, and together we created this manual that's going to help you through every stage of life. We talk about having a baby, we talk about young adulthood, pre-retirement, what to do when you're at that age of retirement, if you're contemplating divorce, do you need an estate plan? We cover all of these, each subject in a different chapter. And I really think that you're going to find this so helpful, because at the end of every chapter, we have checklists that you can look at and you can use, and they can be a guide for you. So this is a wonderful manual that we've created. It's available on Amazon. You can also find it on our website at judithheft.com/book. And we're here for you. If you need anything, reach out. I hope you enjoy the book. Here's another picture of it, just so you know what's going on. Here it is. And I'm really proud of it. It's my second book, and I'd love to have you read it and give me your feedback. Judy Heft, judithheft.com, financial and lifestyle concierge, celebrating 26 years in business. And over the years, I've learned so much. And what I've been trying to do is impart a little bit of this knowledge to you, so I can help all of you become as financially organized as I am.
And we're back with Gordon Coyle, president of the Coyle Group, commercial insurance line. So Gordon, I know, we all have those clients that drive us crazy. And then we all have the ones that are, our favorite clients. What are some of your favorite clients, and, who are good companies for you to work with?
That's a great question. I think so. I kind of view clients in two major buckets. The first one would be like white collar clients, which are professional services, financial service firms, such as hedge funds, private equity, and technology. So in that bucket, the complexity of the policy forms and the risks that those clients face, really are interesting to me, because it requires a deep dive into what they have, what they need, what's going right, what's going wrong. The second bucket would be kind of blue collar clients, which are more industrial, manufacturing, heavy warehousing, distribution, things like that, where, there's policy forms that you have to really understand, but there's more safety and risk issues that you also have to identify and work with clients. In both of those buckets, I just like working with clients that are collaborative, that they want to understand what's going on, that they trust you, they pay their bills.
Those are good clients.
Those are good clients. I think that, what we've been able to do over the last several years is retire from accounts that are really not good fits for us, that are too small, that don't value good professional relationships, that are really price conscious. And we've either, kind of ask those clients to move their business elsewhere, or we've put them kind of with an insurance company service center. So we're really not touching them that often. And, the rest of the clients we have just good relationships with. I know it sounds a little kind of antiquated, but we love working with these kinds of clients. And I think that they like working with us as well. We ask them, and we ask them through surveys and directly. When I do a renewal, typically, if I'm on a face-to-face or on a Zoom call with a client, we'll go through the renewal process, and I'll then ask them, what's the one thing that we could do better? How could we improve our relationship? And usually hey, we love our account manager. We love doing business with you. We love the process. We love the communication. So we get positive feedback that way. And I think it's great for me. It's a great feeling.
Yeah. And it's also great for your team, because then they can see, they know they're doing such a great job.
Yep.
That's terrific.
Sure.
Yeah. And so, you grew up in this business. Is it still a family business? Why do you love being in it? How old were you when you started working there?
So I started out of college. Actually, I started when I was in high school. I was working during the summertime here and there. That was in the 70s when there were no computers. And when I first came into the business, I graduated college in 82, and there were no computers. And the first computer was has a fraction of the power of the average iPhone today. So everything was done on a typewriter, or it was a very manual business. It was very paper intensive. And we had, rooms full of filing cabinets. We don't have filing cabinets anymore. And we're a virtual business. My employees all work from home, and they're all virtual. So it's vastly different. It's not really a family business anymore. My kids are not coming into the business. They've got their own careers, which I'm very happy about, and I'm very proud of them. My wife works with me, and she manages the books and the controls and the training and all that sort of back office stuff. But it's a lot different today than it was when I first started. And I'm sure that anybody that's been in business for 30 or 40 years can probably attest to that, the internet, digital work, computer work really changed the complexion of our businesses a lot. And we really adopted it and run with it. In fact, I was just onboarding a new employee this morning, and I said, one of my biggest things is efficiency and productivity. And not that I'm watching your clock, or I don't have any tracking software on your computer, but I want to make sure you're using all of the digital tools that we have to be good at what you do, and that you're delivering service to the clients. And we have a tech stack that's pretty deep, that takes a little bit of time to understand, but it works. And I think that's kind of an interesting part of our business.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, we have to stay up to the minute. I remember, I also grew up in the family business, the clothing business. And I remember years ago, this was probably, I guess it was in the mid 70s, at a garment center at one of the manufacturing showrooms. And they said, one of these days we're going to be able to send your orders through the telephone. I'm like, huh? What are you talking about? It was faxing. Like, huh? And so, yeah,
I'm talking that witchery.
So we've come a long way with technology, and we're able to serve our clients in a more efficient way. Change is hard, but we have to embrace it as entrepreneurs. And, it seems like you really have done a great job of that.
Yeah.
So that's good. So how can our listeners find you?
So you can find me on YouTube. If you just put into YouTube search, the Coyle Group, you'll find me there. Be sure to subscribe and like a few videos.
Of course.
Because subscribing and liking does help my metrics on YouTube. Our website is thecoylegroup.com. That's the Coyle, Coyle. My email is gbcoyle@thecoylegroup.com. You can see me on LinkedIn and catch me anywhere.
That's great. Okay. Thanks, Gordon. Really appreciate having you here today.
Judy, it was a pleasure. Thank you.
Thank you.
You've been listening to Mastering Your Financial Life, hosted by Judy Heft. Thank you for your positive reviews, comments, and sharing this show with others. You can read chapters of Judy's books and catch prior episodes of Mastering Your Financial Life at www.judithheft.com.